Hey everyone, welcome to Color Acres. Tonight I'm going to make some white chocolate cranberry cookies. These are going to be my first sort of Christmas-like cookies of the season. The cranberries are what are making it kind of Christmassy. I have never put cranberries in cookies before, so we'll see how that goes. I think it's going to be delicious. I'm also going to throw in a few dark chocolate chips because you can't go wrong with some dark chocolate in these too. But the recipe just calls for white chocolate and cranberries, but I thought, why not add some dark too? So here's what we're gonna need. You need 1 cup of softened butter and 3/4 a cup of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm using dark brown. We need 2 eggs. The recipe calls for 3 1/4 cups of flour. That sounds like an awful lot of flour to me, so I don't have that pre-measured out. I'm just gonna kind of mix and see how it is. I don't want to mix in too much flour, so I'm guessing I'm not going to really use that much. So we'll figure that out as we go. But I make cookies all the time, and that's just a lot of flour for this kind of basic cookie recipe, in my opinion. I'm thinking it's going to be more like 2 1/2 cups, but we'll see. Then also you're going to need a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste. I'm going to be using vanilla bean paste. I made this and it is amazing. There's a video on that if you're interested. It's really easy to make. And I've decided I'm a vanilla bean paste girl over a vanilla extract. It just, to me, I love the flavor. It's really, really good. We also have some vanilla extract going, so maybe I'll change my mind after we have our own. You know, compared to the kind that I've been buying in the store, I know it's going to be a lot better. So maybe I will change my mind. But in the meantime, I'm loving this vanilla bean paste, and you can use it right away, unlike the extract that you have to let sit for several months before it's ready. So anyway, if you're interested, look for that. Then we're going to need a 1.5 cups of dried cranberries. And then if you're just doing white chocolate, about 3/4 a cup of white chocolate chips, or not, I'm sorry, not 3/4, 1.5 cups of white chocolate chips. But since I'm doing dark and white, I'm just gonna throw in approximately 3/4 cup of each. I'm not gonna measure those out. I'm just gonna kind of dump them in and see what the consistency looks like. That's kind of usually how I do my chocolate chips too. Usually that ends up roughly being 2 cups, but you know, sometimes you want to have in fewer and sometimes you want to add in more. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start by adding in my softened butter. Got my mixer ready. Also preheat your oven to 350. Butter out if you've got it in a container. I had to soften mine a little bit in the microwave because I didn't have it setting out in time to get to room temperature. Then I'm going to first add in my 1 cup of dark brown sugar. Get that mixing. Going to do a little scrape down before I add in the white sugar. All right, dump in our 3/4 a cup of white sugar. Let that get going. While that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and put in our 1 teaspoon of baking soda, our teaspoon of salt, and a nice generous tablespoon of vanilla bean paste, or vanilla extract if that's what you're using, obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and let this mix before I add in the second egg. Go ahead and add in my second egg. All right, now we're gonna stop it and start adding in the flour. I'm gonna start with just 1 cup at a time so it can get good and mixed in. So we'll let that first cup start mixing in. All right, add in our second cup. Love holiday baking. This is the best time of year. I'm going to be so sad when Christmas is over and I won't have all this candy and these fun cookies to make. Not that I couldn't still make them, but it's just kind of the time of year where you're gathering with people, so you have people to share all these goodies with. They're not just sitting around your house. But you can freeze this. I am going to be freezing these cookies, actually. Well, at least some of them. Some of them I'll keep out, some I will freeze just so that I can save them for Christmas or our Christmas gatherings. All right, got 2 cups in there. I'm gonna go ahead and just add in a 1/2 cup. And actually, I'll be tasting it in a minute. That's kind of how I do mine. I kind of go by taste too. But I just don't want it to get overly thick. I kind of think it's just perfect like this. So I'm not gonna add any more flour. So that means I'm stopping at 2 1/2 cups of flour versus the 3 1/4 cup that this recipe called for. I just feel like that is too much. All right, so now we're gonna add in our dried cranberries. Give that a little mix. Okay, now we're gonna add in our white chocolate chips, Ghirardelli. And I'm gonna do about 3/4 cup, see what that looks like, of the white, and 3/4 cup of dark, also Ghirardelli. Let that mix. I think maybe just a few more white chocolate chips. And then we're good. So about a cup total is what I'm doing for the white chocolate. Look at all of that yummy goodness. Good, I think these are gonna be really, really good. Lots of dark chocolate, white chocolate, and the cranberries. Yum. All right, gonna get these ready to go in the oven. Okay, got my baking sheet, my cookie scoop, so we're ready to get scooping these onto the baking sheet. All right, I'm gonna get this in the oven, 350. I'm guessing this is gonna take about 12 to 14 minutes, but I will let you know exactly how long I bake these for. Okay, these took 15 minutes at 350. They look very yummy. I will be tasting one here in a few minutes and we'll see how they are. Okay, the cookies have cooled. I'm gonna try half of one. My husband's trying the other half. What do you think?
Delish.
I think they're really good. I did taste already, actually. Really good. Give this recipe a shot. It's delicious. And the cranberries, just add a little something extra. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.